Hey y'all, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, I'm just glad that you guys had decided to vibe with E. Yes, the one and only E. Hey y'all, I hope y'all are feeling amazing, doing amazing, and just being amazing overall. And if not, it's okay. It's all right, my friend. Bad times don't last forever. After every storm, there is a rainbow, and you're getting closer and closer every day to your rainbow. Okay? So let's get into it. Hey y'all, if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for the ones that are not new to this but true to this, hey y'all, what's up, what's poppin'? I hope y'all all are having an amazing February so far. I hope you guys are learning a little bit about Black history. I hope you guys are also challenging yourself to learn more about self-love, loving on yourself, loving your people, with just being able to learn in this short period of month that we have, but it's full of nothing but jewels because it's Black History Month, and of course it is Lovers Month. You know, it's Valentine's Day slash Lovers Month with Black History. But without further ado, guys, I just want to say, as always, I thank you all so very much for taking the time out of your busy day to even want to listen to me. If you're new here, I appreciate you too. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you all. The OGs, I appreciate y'all so much as well because like I say all the time, it's been a journey. Within everything that we do, like sometimes we be thinking, okay, this plan gonna work. And sometimes things don't happen like that. And sometimes you always have to have a plan B. As for me, like with last week, starting off the first week of February, starting off February, it was hell. Like I was sick from the flu. I feel so much better now. I'm 10 times better. I could walk, I could move around, I could talk because it took me down. So when I say this to say, y'all, please take care of yourself and go get your shots, eat right, get that sunlight and everything that you have to get for your body and provide for your body because it's serious. Like I say all the time, please be safe out here and take care of yourself. Like I'm dead serious because these sicknesses can get you and it get you bad. And like this have been like this for me since I was a little girl. Like every time I get sick, it's like it's no cut cards. It's like I'm not taking no prisoners. So please take care of yourself. Get the vaccines. Take your vitamin C, D, everything because it's serious out here. And I want you guys to be protected at all costs. Wipe down everything, Lysol, bleach wipes, whatever you got to do because this flu and all this stuff, and I see bird flu and all. Please take care of yourself at all costs. It's just do what you gotta do. If you gotta go back to wearing masks, do so. Y'all wore a mask, and I was just like, it just gave me back the pandemic so much, and I was just like, this is insane. But we have to do what we have to do. So protect yourself at all costs. Do what you gotta do, and yeah. So without further ado, for the news, the ones that are here, the ones that are new here, again, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for the ones that are not new to this but true to this, y'all already know what's about to pop off. So without further ado, I want you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy hearing my voice, or enjoying the show if you're watching the video. Because as always, every vibe of the day is something special. Okay. So, like I mentioned earlier, it is Black History Month, and we're also celebrating the month of love. So, the first week we took a little detour on Black history with our unsung heroes. Three unsung heroes that really stood out to me and has always stood out to me since I transferred to HBCU, and see how they impact the way for me within my career and things like that. Let's turn it over to something that I think all of us been waiting for. And I'm gonna tell you this: regardless if you do or do not, if this do or do not impact you, no, scratch that. This impacts everyone, in relationships or not. You have to be able to prioritize and love on yourself before you can love on somebody else. So let's get into it. If you want to go, or if you want to go or on the move, I just want you guys to sit back, relax, enjoy hearing my voice. Get real comfortable. Turn me up on your PCs, your phones, your speakers, all that. Hold up. Another thing, I knew something. I'm like, okay, something is missing. Y'all, I've been checking the numbers, and I am so, 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 so impressed. Like, even when I was sick, y'all still was listening to me. Like, I appreciate that a lot. I seen Ghana. I seen Kenya. I seen I didn't see Singapore, I think, again. I just seen so many other places. Like, shout out to y'all because that is so big. Like, wow. People in Ghana, people in Kenya. I seen Singapore from many days ago. I think I seen I forgot what else, y'all, but I see y'all and I appreciate y'all so very much. Like, I really gotta get my passport so I can go to these places. Cause like y'all really know who Vibing with E is. Like, oh my gosh. Like, thank y'all so much. Like, I really appreciate y'all so much. So, without further ado, I want you guys to sit back and relax, enjoy hearing today's vibe of the day. Whether you want to go or laying down or not moving or moving, whatever you're doing, turn me up. The PCs, the speakers, the beats, because I feel like I'm repeating myself, because I feel like I'm losing something. You know, now I'm back and that mojo is like, something's missing. But let's get into it. So today's vibe of the day is love and self-care, prioritizing yourself during Valentine's Day month. Yes, as I mentioned, February is honored to Black History and also to Valentine's Day, but it's Lovers Month. So you will see an instant pattern that you'll see. Okay, we're going to talk about Black History. We're going to talk about love. We're going to talk about both. I'm not going to tell y'all when, but we're going to talk about both. And the reason why I wanted to do this because, like I said, February has always been a very special month to me. I love Black History. When I was in school, elementary school and middle school, Black History was like the biggest thing that the school had made something that needed. It's broad. Like, this is very broad. It's very important. Like, even today now, when I went back to the school with my students, they do Black History trivia. I think that's kind of cool. And then, like, in, you know, world history and stuff like that, those classes, they are learning about their history. So this is, or like music and things like that, they're learning about Ella Fitzgerald and all these people. So it's like, okay. So I'm real big on Black history, but I'm also big on love. Because love is one thing that sometimes we fail to realize that we love on so many people, but we don't love on ourselves. And I can't stress this enough, but self-care is very important, especially us loving ourselves, no matter how big or small the flaws is, whatever the case may be. We have to love ourselves before we love on someone else, as well as we have to appreciate ourselves. We got to put ourselves first. At times people think it's selfish, but sometimes we got to learn from ourselves before we can just learn to do something with somebody else. Like, for example, you know, within relationships, Valentine's Day, people think of, you know, relationships. Okay, that's cool and dandy, but how about them people before? You gotta think about them people before they got into a relationship, that they have into these relationships. They had to love on themselves before they can love on their partner. They had to really love on themselves before they could say, okay, I'm ready to love on another person. And that's what genuine love is all about. That's how you lead yourself to get into Valentine's, or just getting to want to be in that place with someone. You know, in order for us to feel love, we have to love ourselves and understand, okay, I love me for who I am. And then you have to understand that this is what you believe, this is what you stand for. And whoever you want to be in love with have to understand that. And it's vice versa. So loving on yourself and prioritizing and self-care is very major. I know I stress it a lot. If you're new here, I'm real big on educating and wellness, because this is what this podcast is all about. We're educating and wellness on topics that impact with a lot. So this is a type of, we're gonna, so this vibe today is educational purpose was also wellness as well, because it's educating you on learning how to prioritize yourself within this month, but just on a regular basis, but this month extra harder. And it's on your wellness because it's self-care. Mentally and physically, spiritually, emotionally, self-care plays a big role. And we don't really think that. We never really dug two sides and dug deep into understand it. But now you're going to. So this I'm kind of really excited for. I'm glad that I'm better so we can talk about it. So let's get into it. I always start off with the definition and then I go straight into the 5 W's, and then in the midst of it I put a little of examples or just real live examples, because everything is raw and uncut. It's natural, it's raw, this is what it is. And you know, why what I want to give y'all fugazi. No, I'm gonna give you the truth. So the definition: love is something very personal and different for everyone. Everybody's definition of love and how they display it is very different. Some people be like, let my actions speak for itself than me having to tell you 1,000 times. Or I'm going to tell you and I'm going to show you, or I'm going to just show you. Or no, I'm going to tell you and I'm going to try to make my way to show it. Whatever way it is, okay? For me, it's like, I'm going to show you and I'm going to tell you. Sometimes I'm like, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you, okay? But yes, everybody defines love in a different way. Everybody has different meaning when it comes to love. It is a very personal feeling, mentally, spiritually, on how they define love. It's a feeling of a strong attachment or admire to someone or something. So it don't have to just be someone. It's something too that people, how people be like, I love this, I love him, I love her. It's a different type of feel when you use that love. Like, it's like, okay. But love is like, oh, that's serious. Like, for me, I'm like, I love what I do for this podcast because it's really what I love. Sometimes I have my days where it's like, I don't think this is gonna down. I don't think I got the energy today. But it's like, you can't stop something you love. But sometimes things happen. But that's near there. So it could be expressed in many ways, including through words, actions, and gifts. Self-care is also a very important thing, and that is something that is a given. No, something that is an action, because self-care is not given. It's something that you have to put in the work for yourself. Self-care is an action you can take to improve your physical or mental, but I feel like it's both. It can range from taking a few minutes to go for a walk to making time for exercising or relaxation. Self-care is important for your overall health and well-being. So, love is very important. I don't want to say broad because love is in many different shapes and forms, many different things to many different people. Like, your definition of love may be different from mine, as well as vice versa. Love is a feeling that we all get from something or someone. Love is something that you cannot take away. That's something that you love, I say. And I feel like for people too, like, the saying too, like, I love you, but I'm not in love with you, and things like that. So there's all different types of meanings and definitions and all that, as well as for self-care. Self-care is something that should be impacted into our daily lives. It should be impacted into our lives, even if we do or do not have a relationship with someone from the same or opposite sex. We have to make sure that we're prioritizing loving on ourselves and also showing ourselves that we love ourselves. So that love come in when we love on ourselves with self-care, mental, physically, whatever you're doing. I don't care if it's big or small. You got to appreciate and love on yourself before you can love on someone else. The reason why I also did this episode because Valentine's Day is coming, and I understand that sometimes it's hard when you don't have someone, and it's okay. But you also have to remember, you have to love on yourself before you can prepare to love on someone else. You got to show yourself appreciation so you know if anything is to happen, someone tries you, you know what's for you and what's not for you. You know what you can take and what you can't take. We all know that. Especially this when self-care comes into play, when it's like, okay, I could do this for myself and I don't got to worry about somebody else doing this. I got to prioritize myself and love on myself extra harder before I can be like, okay, let's fall in love. So this is like, it's not a diss vibe. It's a learning vibe that you can fulfill and understand for yourself. Like, okay, even for couples that are in relationships or going through things of separation, this also helps you too. This helps everyone, not just singles and all that. This helps everyone. So loving on yourself is very important, especially when it comes to prioritizing in this month of love as well as Black History. But we're on the love side. And having that self-care is very important to you. So loving on yourself and taking pride in yourself while doing things that impacts you for loving on yourself for the better, giving you that self-awareness, that self-confidence, making you have high self-esteem is key. So let's get into it. Excuse me. So who can benefit from practicing self-care and self-love during Valentine's Day month? And why is it essential for everyone? So point blank period, like I say, for every vibe, and if you're new here, I prioritize the who to everyone because we're all going through the same thing. If we're not going through it right now, we went through it before or it's going to happen soon. Okay? So everyone can be impacted and prioritize and benefit from practicing self-love and self-care, especially during this time of Valentine's Day month. But not just only during Valentine's Day month, through the whole year. And the reason why I did it for Valentine's Day because it is the month of love. So this is like just pushing it more to like let everybody know and also get an understanding for us that okay, this is for real. Like, I need to love on me. I need to give myself grace and everything like that because if I'm the type of person that's loving on everybody else and I don't love on me, it's a problem. So this is why this is a teachable moment. So self-care and self-love during Valentine's Day can reduce stress, improve self-esteem, and increase joy. Everyone needs to show themselves love and appreciation regardless of the relationship status. Self-love and self-care should not be limited to one day, but practicing it regularly. See, it's coming to me. See, it's coming to y'all. So now it's like, okay, you said this. So now I'm getting it. Hopefully. If not, we still got more to go. It is a crucial part of self-care and should be prioritized for everyone. Taking the time to practice self-love and self-care can also increase feelings of connections and appreciation and gratitude. It can also help create a sense of balance and harmony within yourself. Self love and self care can reduce stress, improve mental health, and increase self esteem. It can benefit to serve a foster of a positive outlook on life and create a sense of peace and commitment. Scheduling self dates where you spend time alone doing activities you enjoy can further enhance your self care routine. Excuse me. These moments allow you to connect with yourself, explore new interests, and recharge your energy. Taking time to yourself and practicing self care can improve your overall well being. So, how they say health is wealth, self care is the key to loving on yourself. Okay? So, being able to just, you know, how can I put this without it sounding like, whoa, like this is what we're doing? So, I'm gonna take it from me. I'm gonna use me as an example. I haven't had a Valentine in a couple years now. I learned that, sometimes you gotta love on yourself. Not only just Valentine's Day, but in this predicament, since we're focusing on Valentine's Day, so Valentine's Day this year is on a Friday. And where I'm from, and I'm from Baltimore, I'm in Baltimore right now, the kids are out of school on Valentine's Day. So a lot of staff was like, I'm glad because some of them do have Valentine's or some of them don't. And they like, look, I just want to relax. And it was so crazy, y'all. I was in an Uber and my Uber driver, she was like, Valentine's Day, I feel like is for the younger people because when you older and you've been married for so long and stuff, it's like Valentine's Day is every day. Not just within the gifts and stuff, it's just your partner being there for you, showing you the love that you've been wanting, that you've been giving out. So it's when she said that, I was like, wow. And she was like, yes, Valentine's Day is a good day. It is. It's a beautiful day. It's love is in the air. But if you're getting that love every day, if with a partner or not, it's like that day you just loving on yourself or loving on that person extra harder. And I was like, you know what? That is so crazy because for me, like I say, my self-care days is every 15th because my birthday is July 15th and the podcast was born June 15th. So every time, the 15th comes, like for out of June and July, I don't go as big. Those are the only 2 months that I go big for because those are important dates. June 15th, that's when, the podcast was born. We'll be 2 years old this year, and then my birthday. So, like, But February after Valentine's Day is the 15th. And some people would joke and say that's side piece day, but really it's singles day. I was like, really? But who cares about all that nonsense? The point is, I feel like this was very, very important too. That, yes, Valentine's Day is here. And a lot of people be like, oh my God, Valentine's Day here. I don't want to see all these happy couples. But it's like, we got Galentine's. Even if you have friends that are single, celebrate with your friends. Or if you want to just love on yourself, do what you want to do. You don't even have to go out. Do what you've been manifesting for. Like if you want to rent you a good movie, you want to go to the movies, you want to take yourself on a nice date, do it. Self-care is also very important on loving on yourself. Like as mentioned, taking yourself out on dates, doing stuff for yourself that shows that you love yourself and you're doing stuff for your self-care. Your health is wealth, as well as loving on yourself is a part of your self-care. Sometimes we get so conflicted on, oh my gosh, here comes Valentine's Day, I don't have a Valentine, no one's going to love me how I want somebody to love me. No, in order for you to get to that point in life where someone loves you the way you want them to love you, you have to love yourself first. So everyone should be understanding that, okay, with or without a relationship, you still need to love on yourself because you don't want nothing to break you. And like sometimes you be like, we hear those stories about those tragedies of people doing stuff that affects people's self-esteem and stuff. No, you don't want to hear that because you want to prepare yourself before you jump out there in that line to say, okay, I'm ready to start dating. I need to love on myself first. So like, how people be like, oh, I'm not used to the bare minimum. And that's what I always like. Listen to older women, they be like, yeah, with or without a man, I always make sure that I love myself. I take good care of myself. I do things for me because I gotta love on me first before I love on somebody else. And I gotta show somebody what I bring to the table for myself. How can I handle myself? How can I control things? And how I do things for me. Some things that we do, people be like, who does that? But people don't understand. They do what they do for their self-love and their self-care because it makes them who they are. It makes their self-esteem go up. It makes them feel like the person that they have been waiting for, the person that they have been manifesting to be. And that's the person that they're going to display to the next person that they want to be in love with. And if they can't understand it and they cannot see it, then on to the next. You know, it's hard because you don't want to think like that, but everything you do, you gotta think of you, especially in this game called love, especially in this game called dating. You gotta love yourself first before you could be like, okay, let me love on Johnny, let me love on Keisha. No, you gotta love on you first, my friend, before you can love on these people. And it's vice versa. These people gotta love on themselves before they can say, yes, I love you, and I love how you love me, and I'm glad that we love each other. It's like Barney, I love you, you love me, but you gotta love yourself first before you can say, I love you and you love me. And that's where the self-care comes into play. It's a lot. I know I'm saying it's like, I'm probably like, I be damned. But it's true. I had to learn. You can't, that's like being in a relationship and you get out of a relationship. You can't jump into the next relationship. Because look, you still going through issues with your previous relationship. You gotta start and find a new norm for yourself. Okay, you and this person is gone. It's not y'all no more. If it's meant for y'all, it'll come back. But sometimes you need to find yourself. And that's where that love come in, that self-love, that loving on you again and taking time for yourself come in. Regardless if you're in a relationship or not, or just wanting to and all those things, love on you first. With everything you do, make sure you're doing it out of love and you're doing this because this is what you feel is for you. This is what you like, okay, I could do this, I could do that, whatever the case may be. Love on yourself first and take care of yourself mentally and physically because you can drain yourself with loving on somebody more than you love on your own. So take this time to honor yourself, even if you do or do not have a relationship. Love is a beautiful thing, yes it is, but it's also beautiful, more beautiful once you know your worth and what's for you, loving on you. And that don't mean you gotta go out here and buy a big old Louis bag and lubes and all that. No, just doing stuff for your health, doing Pilates, get your hair done, eating right, doing stuff like that. You just being in good spirit displays to you love yourself. You doing things that's meant for you. If you got to take some people out of the equation, do what you got to do, my love. Do it for you, because love is something that we all sometimes play tick for tack with, especially when it comes to ourselves. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do this later. No, do this now. Do it right now before it's too late. You know, take it from your favorite coach by now. So, what are some simple and effective self-care practices to prioritize for yourself for this month? So, spending time each day doing something that brings you joy can be an exciting way to practice self-love. Like I mentioned, you got to do things that you love, or something that you have been procrastinating on doing. Is like, okay, I want to do this. Like, um, something I want to try, and I know I gotta take a class on, because it's like I know I cannot learn that I cannot learn that mess myself, and that is crocheting. If y'all watching the video, y'all see my little shimmer jacket, my little sweater, stuff like this. I be wanting to create myself. This is from Shein, y'all. So sometimes I'm like, dang, I ain't doing nothing. I had a dream that I was sitting there crocheting and knitting and stuff, because I feel like if I could crochet clothes, I could be able to sew some hair onto my head. So like things like that. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna try that, because once you've been manifesting on trying something, and it's like, okay, you fall in love with it. And I might fall in love with it. So I am going to find me a class over spring break, y'all. Because spring break is next month in March. I'm most definitely going to take the time. I'm going to take myself even a little weekend time for me, because, whoo, child, it's real. But, yes, so spending time with yourself each day, taking like at least an hour or so to appreciate yourself, even if you're in the house or not. You could get yourself a meal, a cupcake, do Pilates, do something that just say, okay, you know how we push things off to the side, like, okay, I'm gonna do this when I feel like it. No, you driving home or whatever, you at work or something, treat yourself, love on yourself, read. You don't even have to spend a lot of money. Just do something that you've been manifesting and praying on. Like, okay, me for example, I got a bad habit. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, well, I used to have this bad habit. When I was working in the shoe store, I'd be like, okay, if I'm having a bad day, I'm buy me a pair of tennis. And it was so crazy, because y'all, I buy them tennis, I look at them, admire them. Months later, I'd be like, where the hell these come from? And I make sure I had the receipt in there and highlight the day and whatever. And when I remember the day, because I journal every day about what happened in that day. And I look back, I'd be like, oh, somebody made me mad, or I was mad, or I just did it just because. And it be like that. But don't create a habit like I did. Don't do it. Please don't do it. But yes, take the time each day, just an hour or two, love on yourself. Do bath routines, hygiene routine. Do a routine or something that also shows love. Because once you get into that routine, it's like, okay, I like this. It's making me feel good. It's making me feel better. Like when you have a rough day, it's like, okay, I can't wait to go home to write. I can't wait to go home to do this or that, because it's going to make me feel so much better. So doing things like that can bring you joy. That is an exciting way to practice self-care and loving on yourself. This can be anything from reading a book, going for a walk, or enjoy time with your friends. Sometimes, like me, my self-care is I don't want nobody involved. Like I want nothing but complete silence. That's for me. Sometimes, some people have to have others around them, and that's okay. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I want to spend time with this person or that person or the group of people, but then later on the day or before I see these people or whatever, I'm like, okay, I gotta do something for myself. I gotta have me time before I can have everybody time. So that's okay too. Whatever you feel is best for you, but just love on you, and make sure self-care is being displayed. Um loving yourself, meaning engaging in activities that enhances you mentally and physically. So like nature walks to can nurture your mind, your body, your soul. Reading books, because The more you read, your mind is like a sponge, and it absorbs a lot of things. Going for a nature walk, going for a nature walk, like I said, because your mind is like, what's it? GDB Jones. I love when GDB Jones be like, have a memory click. She be like, she compared her brain to a camera, and her eyes would flash click, and it be stored in her memory box and stuff. And I was like, you know what? That's true, because that's how I feel about things too. Click. So, reading a book, going for a nature walk, taking a bath, um, just doing things that these things rejuvenate within your self-care, because it impacts with self-love, that your soul is more at peace and is balanced when you take control and do things that's like, okay, I gotta do what's for me. And it gives you a sense of peace. Spending a few minutes or moments, whatever you prefer, each day just practicing self-care can help you feel more at ease and balance, as well as at peace. By you practicing self-care, it sets boundaries and helping you create boundaries with those around you. Because, sometimes, like I said, we love everyone, but we got to love on ourselves. And that's what we got to create the boundaries. Like, look, homeboy, homegirl, look, my friend or whatever. Look, I love you, it's true, but I got to love on me too. So we going to hang. But before or after we hang, I got to love on me. You got to love on you. And sometimes you have to not always be available for everyone. I had to learn that too. Like, sometimes you want to go places, but it's like, okay, even if money is not involved or not, sometimes I'd be like, look, do I want to keep going out 2-3 times in a row knowing this ain't for me? And then you got to think, how do I mentally feel? And is this a part of my self-care routine? I've been there, done that, and I'm still doing it. Sometimes I'll be like, look, I can't go out with you. I can't do this because I need to love on me. Like, especially if I'm out all the time and stuff, or I'm so busy and I haven't got a chance to just say, okay, let me love on E. Let me appreciate on E. I gotta do something for E. Because every 5 minutes I'm doing something for them and this and that and them. Like, dang, when do I have time for E? So it's not, it's not being mean. Sometimes you gotta love on yourself before you can love on others. And sometimes we do need to have that moment with ourselves before we can be able to be around others. Sometimes you gotta prepare yourself for outside. Even when you go to work, like sometimes when you have work or school or something, whatever feelings that mess you up, sometimes you gotta leave them at the door. But that's where that self-care play is. So okay, yeah, this messed me up, but I can wash my hands and throw it in the towel and throw it away, because it's not going to affect me forever. Versus at times, if we don't practice that self-care, it's like it's ruined the whole day. It's like a shit show. And you don't want that. Trust me, you don't want that. I've been there, done that, and I'm learning that you cannot let nobody steal your joy. And that's why you have to love on yourself, because when things hit the fan, you're like, oh, that's bullcrap to me. That ain't nothing. So that's why it's very important for us to love on ourselves and also practice self-care, because it's needed. It's so needed. It's so needed. So making time for ourselves and prioritizing breaks is needed, because we go through things. And it's for our own needs and it's for our own good. Self-care is about taking care of ourselves so that we can take care of others. And finally, we gotta relax. Yes, loving on yourself and self-care also impacts with relaxing. That's why at times when I was sick, and sometimes when I have issues, I feel like I'm not at ease because I don't relax enough. Take it from me. Relax. Sometimes you just gotta don't touch that book, don't touch that phone, don't touch that iPad, don't touch that paperwork, don't touch nothing. Just sit and talk to yourself, by yourself, to get yourself together, my friend. You gotta relax. Or just have it peaceful. Play your music or don't play nothing. Just have it to be relaxed as possible. Get the mood relaxed as possible for you. And it's like, okay, this is for me and we on to go. And then get back to what you gotta do. So when should you prioritize self-care And how can you incorporate it into your daily routine? Self care should be prioritized all the time. I don't care how big or small it is. Prioritize it. Put something in it. Put a little razzle dazzle. Dress it up. Make it real. Whatever you got to do. Prioritize yourself every day with self care because it also, like I said, it packs your self love. You loving on yourself extra hard and you don't even know it. You can incorporate it into your daily routine by setting time aside for activities that bring you joy or relaxation. Like if you take a walk, take a walk. If you like to hike, you like nature, whatever you love to do, take that time out of your day to do it. And I'll be glad when daylight savings come back because that gives people more time to spend a little bit more time in the sun. You know, it get dark sometimes. It look like it get dark at 4:30. I feel like, or maybe because I just got these real dark curtains that I'm looking at right now, and it's like super dark. Like it blocks sunlight and all that. But take that time to love on yourself. And that's how I feel too. Like I feel more comfortable when it's daylight savings. Cause when it's not, I'm like, I'm not going nowhere. Like I gotta make sure I'm in by a certain time or I'm with a group of people that I'm okay. And I'm not so far from my house. Now if I'm far away, oh yeah, baby, you can have that. No, mm-mm. But yes, do things that you've been manifesting, praying for, and wanting to do. Like taking getaway trips, taking those weekend trips, doing vacations that impact with your self care. And it gives you a sense of like bereavement, a sense of relaxation, a sense of I've been needing this, a sense of I'm gonna keep doing this because this is me appreciating myself and loving on myself. Having that time for yourself is essential because it helps you stay healthy and happy. It can also help you reduce stress and anxiety as it boosts your energy level. Take it from me. Take it from me. Self care should be a part of your daily routine and should be taken seriously. It's important to prioritize self care to make time for activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Do it, my friend, because if you do not practice anything, you better practice self love. Love on yourself before you love on someone is going to take things to the next level in the most comfortable way possible. Yes, you're going to go through things, but that love, that LOVE word is so strong. My four words that are very, very strong is forever, promise, love, and hate are four words that are so strong and deep to me that you don't tell me that if you do not have the actions to back it up. And I can't tell someone that if I'm not being for real and true to myself. I don't like the word hate, but that is a strong word. But love, forever, and promise, those three words are really, really deep that you could tell somebody and you don't do it, especially within relationships and also to ourselves. We say forever, we're gonna forever get this out the mug. Sometimes we just give up. We promise, ourselves these things and we don't do it. We break in those things. And love too. We gotta love on ourselves. We can't just say, "Oh, I love this about me," and literally in back of our minds, like, "I hate this about myself." So words play a lot. Word play is very deep, as well as the tongue is a powerful thing, as well as within love and self care. So we gotta prioritize in making sure that everything we say and do, we're doing it out of love and we're doing it because this is how we feel, and this is how we feel for ourselves, so we can feel the same way for others. Okay. So now, where can you find inspiration and resources to support your self love journey? The internet can be a great place to find ideas and resources about self love within self care. TikTok, you can look up self care, it's going to pop up. They got jars with affirmations and stuff. Pinterest, I love Pinterest down. Pinterest even have like posted stuff. It posts videos that'll help you within self love, within self care, whatever you want to do. You can look the word up, and there's so many things that come in there. Exercising, food, whatever it is. Pinterest and TikTok are two platforms that I feel as though is very easy and very understanding for us to get the resource that we need. So check that out. Self-care, self-love, whatever. Pinterest is going to give you a good rundown. TikTok, even YouTube, so look it up. Look it up, my guys. So you can also talk to your friends and your family for guidance and support. That village, the reasons are very, very important. You can even join a support group or online communities that focuses on self-love. They do have it, and I've seen it. And I'm like on Facebook, they have the groups and stuff. Like, oh, the groups focus on. I'm on one group. I think it's like self-love, beauty, or something like that. On the money. My favorite post so far that we did was write a letter to yourself, appreciating on yourself, giving yourself the praises that you really don't give yourself. So stuff like that, it also impacts with self love because you giving yourself flowers again, and then people giving you flowers, things like that. So there are groups out here, online and in person, that hold sessions that impacts with loving on yourself, self love. It's probably doing one for Valentine's Day too because Valentine's Day is coming, and some people have a hard time, or some people want to give back. So, like, it's a lot that goes into like this time of the year, and there's people out here that really go above and beyond for others and for the community on just loving on yourself, and they're teaching the younger generation on to love yourself before you can love on someone. So, you can also explore meditation, mindfulness, and journaling as a way to connect with yourself and learn more about your inner thoughts and feelings. I love journaling, and when I write and when I do this, I'm getting deeper to my inner self. Like, now that I'm speaking it out loud on how I feel and how I've been through things and what I'm doing for my self love, it can help someone. And if not, it's okay. As long as I, I feel like once you have the time, you sit and have a conversation, it's like it grinds them gears up. It's like, oh my gosh, you can't stop me. Like, I'm taking off. Like, it cannot stop me. Like, this is what I've been waiting for. This the crank. This what cranked me up. This what got me turned up. Now I'm on go. So yes, journaling or doing video journaling. Y'all, I've been doing that on Snapchat. And my stuff I keep to myself. I want to post it one day because some of the stuff is really funny that I go through in the day with my students. Sometimes we have days where I don't want to put that out there because some of that stuff, it hurts my feelings, hurt me to the core. Or some of the days is like, oh my gosh, most of the days I'm like, oh my gosh, they're learning, they're getting better. Like one of my students right now, oh my gosh, she changed so much from when we had session up until now. Like, she is blossoming so good. Like, they all blossoming, but when they go through their trials, little tribulations, and then they know what's best for them, and they even know about self-care, self-love. So when they be telling me that, I be like, don't make me cry, because it's like, wow. Especially if you're being that person for them to help them too. It's like, wow, I'm really helping them, and I'm really seeing this happen within my own two eyes. 4, 6, 8, if I'm wearing my glasses, or whichever pair I'm wearing. But anyway, I'm being able to experience a beautiful thing, and that is very, very special. So, like, it's a lot of ways for you to connect with your inner thoughts within your self love and self care. Video recordings, meditation, yoga, mindfulness, journaling, video journaling, whatever, y'all. Just being able for you to connect with yourself and distance yourself from the world at times is very, very helpful. This is like taking a journey towards a destination. You have to start somewhere, and the more information you have, the better the experience will be. As you go on your journey, you will collect more resources and tools that will make it easier for you to reach your destination. And lastly, why is focusing on yourself so crucial, especially during a month traditionally focused on relationships? Now, like I said in the beginning, with or without a relationship, you still need to take the time to love on yourself. Because at the end of the day, some of us were born in this world by ourselves. And when I say born in this world by ourselves, I mean we were born as one child. We weren't born as twins, triplets, quadruplets, and stuff. Sometimes we gotta remember, look, I came in this, that saying, I came in this world, and some people say they're gonna die in this world alone. Sometimes I'll be like, when the older generation said that, I'll be like, what the? I'll be like, I used to be just so stuttered. Like, okay, I get it. But now I'm older, I'm like, I understand it. Everything we do it for ourselves. And that's where, I came here and I probably came in the world by myself and I might die. And I might die by myself. But everything I do, I make sure I'm doing this for me and by myself. Because sometimes we got to keep things on a QT. Okay? But it's very important that we take the time to allow ourselves to recharge and also understand who we are from years ago up until now. Like me, 5 years ago, when I was in love, I was young. Versus now, I look back, certain stuff that happened back then, I do not let it happen now. And I haven't allowed it. And some people be like, oh, I feel like you're single by force. No, everything you do, including me, is by choice. Ain't by no force. Nobody can force you nothing. And I'm real big on the saying for my book, I'm not forcing you into anything you don't want to be forced into, and it's vice versa. You ain't gonna force me, my friend, and I'm not gonna force you. Even if that is little or small, big or small things, and that's also peer pressure. No, we not doing that. So it is very crucial for us to focus on ourselves in this month, the typical month of relationships, because with or without a relationship, we still got to know who we are. We still got to understand, look, this might not happen with John or this might not happen with Keisha, but I cannot let this happen within the next stage that I want with this next person. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get myself together. I got to take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months off for myself to get myself prepared. Do some things, do some disciplinary things for me before I can say, look, yeah, I'm ready. I want love again. I want to be in love. In order for us to do those things, we have to love on ourselves first. And it takes time. And yes, if you got to take years, months, or days, but don't take too long. My limit, I tell people, don't go too long. Don't do too long. Now, I've talked to people, but I haven't been in relationships. See, like, don't, without being in relationships, okay. At least still try to be social, but also love on yourself also in the midst of it and still do your self-care. So take the time to prioritize yourself, allow you to recharge and refocus your energy on your self-care and self-love. It allows you to gain clarity on what you want and what makes you happy. Taking the time to prioritize yourself is essential for a happy and healthy life for you. It can also help you identify areas of your life that needs more attention and allows you to take action to make improvement for you. Excuse me. So taking time to prioritize yourself is essential for a healthy work-life balance. When you prioritize yourself, you bring a more positive and balanced version of yourself into a relationship and friendships, but this case are my relationships. Well, you got to build friendships when you get in relationships. So yeah, this can lead to a healthier interaction and better communication with loved ones. By focusing on your own needs and well-being, you could strongly connect. You can cultivate stronger connections and be more present for those around you. Self-care fosters personal growth by encountering self-reflection and self-awareness, allowing you to understand your strengths and weaknesses better. It helps build resistance and adaptive, enabling you to handle life challenges more effectively. Moreover, self-care practice can boost your confidence and self-esteem, empowering you to your purpose, your dreams, your aspirations with rewarding passion. Boom! Drop that mic. Cause y'all, I love when I have the why for last because it sums up everything that I said and what's the main purpose of the vibe. And that's what I was saying. You gotta love on yourself after, like I say all the time, after every storm there's a rainbow. You might have been through a real bad breakup or whatever. That was a storm. Now, you're in the process of getting away from this storm so you can see the rainbow or see the light at the tunnel, whatever you prefer yours to be. You gotta think to yourself, okay, I can't stay stagnant like this forever because it's going to mess me up mentally and physically. First, it's gonna mess you up mentally before it can mess you up physically. I feel like, for me, if not, if it's vice versa for you physically then mentally, hey, but it's gonna mess you up either way it goes. Mentally, those breakups and things like that, it does mess you up, and it has you like, like, why did this happen? But sometimes it's meant to happen, and you have to prepare yourself. Okay, minor setback for a major get back. Minor setback for a major comeback. You know, I gotta love on me now. I gotta do more for me. I gotta give myself grace and you know turn myself up, dress things up, and make it real for me. Because I can't stay stagnant. And if I continue to have these emotions, sometimes we are human and things happen. We do take our frustration out on others, and we're not doing that. So yeah, we gotta love on us. You gotta do for you before you can love on anyone else. You gotta love on you. So I leave you guys with this quote of the day, and y'all already know what time it is. Taking time for self care is not a luxury, but is necessary. It allows you to fill your cup to pour love and energy into others, creating a cycle of positivity and growth. As always, love on yourself, take care of yourself, do for you like you want others to do for you. You got to do for yourself so you can see the same in output with others, or maybe different. And that's what it is in relationships. You know how people be like, oh my gosh, he loved me. She loved me so much. She do things that I never thought I would ever experience. But sometimes you gotta love on yourself. You gotta love yourself first. Like y'all, I have some friends that be like, I'm my own man. I'm my own this. But okay, you can't be your own man for long, my friend. But we gotta love. Love is love. Everyone deserves love, even if right now is not your time. Trust me, I understand, and I say that all the time. Like it's not for me probably right now, and I'm still in the chapter of loving myself. But it's nothing wrong with having a friend to feel a little appreciated and spontaneous and stuff like that. But before you can do that, you gotta do it for yourself. As always, guys, I hope you all learned a lot or a few things from this episode. This episode was very, very deep and it's not as broad as it usually is because this is impacting love and self care as we prioritize ourselves within this lovely month. So, I hope you guys learned a few things. I hope you guys are also taking the potential steps on doing for you. And if you have a friend or know a friend that's going through this, let them know, share a few things with them as well. Because sometimes the vibes are not just impacting us, sometimes it impacts others around us. Sometimes the vibes that I have too, it might not impact me. It most of the time might impact with people that I know, but I would never put it out there. Because sometimes you like, you don't need to you don't got to put your business out there, you know? So I hope you guys have an amazing day. I hope you guys have an amazing Valentine's Day. I hope y'all guys just have an amazing, amazing week. I cannot wait for you guys to get the new series. I cannot wait for you guys to get the series of Vibing with Guests because that series come out on Valentine's Day. Y'all, I'm so excited. It is getting to the nitty gritty and we're getting closer and closer and closer. And I cannot wait for you to meet the first guest that we have. And yeah. So without further ado, guys, I wish y'all nothing but the best. Please be safe out here. Please take care of yourself. Please love on yourself. Please love on others. Remember, respect is earned. It's not given. And in order for you to do the things that you can do for others, you have to love on yourself first, my darling. Okay? I love you all so very much. Thank you for everything. And thank you for vibing out with the one and only E every Wednesday or whenever you guys listen to me. As always, be safe, love on yourself, display nothing but good vibes, and enjoy life. You guys will hear from me next Wednesday, and I cannot wait for you guys to see what happens this Friday for Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Love yourself and love on your people, but have true intentions. Okay? Bye!